Welcome to Gulu City, the home of Kodi Paliech, meaning the children of the elephants. I'm Helen Kabahukia, and I'm here to explore how localizing innovation centers can exploit the untapped potential of the rural communities in Northern Uganda. Gulu, this northern city, is one of the country's fastest growing, with an annual population growth rate of approximately 2.8%. It has not always been like this. About 15 years ago, Gulu was a lackluster war zone. The Lord's Resistance Army LRA insurgents, which lasted over 20 years, had turned it into Uganda's poorest region.
The background for Northern Uganda has always been because of the war and the rest. Everyone finishes school here, and the next thing they do is they move to Kampala, right? That has been happening because, one, there hasn't been a lot of resources here. There's not a lot of businesses, so they can't be absorbed into the local system.
According to a study by the Feinstein International Center, the war contributed to about 50% increase in rural-urban migration in the northern region. This mass migration disrupted the equilibrium of communities, leading to lack of development and growth in the northern regions.
The reasons for migration were push factors, insecurity. So did the people in northern Uganda go to the urban areas because of opportunities, employment, social amenities? No. It was running for dear life. So I think the dynamics there, we need to distinguish them, and the imbalances that came on later on.
Development is based on various factors, one of which is economic growth and availability of opportunities. For many of the youth in the region, insecurity, access to education and other services were primary factors in influencing their migration.
I first left Kitgum when I was 8 years old. And afterwards, because of the insecurity, I could not travel back, so I was enrolled in school in Kampala, of which now my education all through was in Kampala until I completed university.
I left at a very young age, and probably for something like 17 years. That was because of the war.
Rural-urban migration exacerbates brain drain, as many young talents move to the capital Kampala in pursuit for better education and job prospects. This migration creates a strain on urban resources and leaves rural areas with a scarcity of skilled individuals to drive local development. Brain drain is not only unique to Gulu and the north. Most rural areas often face the challenge of losing their brightest minds and skilled individuals to urban centers in search for better opportunities.
Our urban areas, yes, they are urban areas. Probably they could be urban areas in name, but when it comes to social amenities and social services, the services are not there. I mean, the services are largely centralized.
For many young innovators, logistics and resources are crucial to accelerate their ideas. That's where innovation centers enter the picture. These centers offer a nurturing environment for local talent to explore their ideas, receive mentorship, and access resources vital for their growth. Uganda has embraced this trend, and many of its youth have welcomed it. Gulu's recovery journey has been one of collaboration between entrepreneurship and innovation, while being driven by its youthful population. In this city, innovation hubs have been instrumental in providing start points for the youth in the northern region.
Other important factor that usually hinders businesses is finding space. So we've been offered some spaces to start from, so that by the time we have grown, so we can find our way out. But at least when we've had a starting point where we won't be having several challenges of finances, where to get the money and how to go about it.
Elefante Commons is one of such spaces. Started by Queen Nelly and his wife as a restaurant, it was soon expanded to accommodate the talent and the potential of the youth in the region.
So I originally came to Uganda in 2008, and then I spent some time in Kampala in 2010, and then moved to Gulu in the very beginning of 2014. The reason we came is I was working with a school, kind of one of those, I think, easy ways for Mzungus to come spend some time in the community here. And, you know, what I saw was just so much potential. We saw so many people that wanted to create a huge impact in their own communities, whether it's through business or through nonprofit work. And so that kind of really inspired us to stay. We came for 6 months and it's been 10 years now.
The Business Accelerator acts as a bridge to create opportunities and ease the start into a business for the youth of Gulu and its surrounding areas. All its services come freely or at a subsidized price.
We eliminate barriers that might be there for them to solve problems that are facing in their communities. So if someone has an idea, we understand that entrepreneurship is, is challenging, and there are several things that can sometimes make an idea that is very perfect not be able to be implemented. So what we do is we, through different programs that we run, we ensure that we eliminate some of those barriers to those things that they're trying to pursue. So for instance, if it's access to capital, one of the ones that we discovered that was very strong within this space was that for a lot of people, even just space for them to be able to experiment or try out an idea that they're trying to pursue was a challenge. So we try to provide some of those for them.
Still in the same city, Seed Concordia, a not-for-profit organization, empowers young graduates with skills that they can use to make an impact in their communities. Its focus is on community, empowerment, education, and development.
We have a professional internship program, and our aim is to develop skills of youth, especially graduate youth from universities, where we accord them to different projects within the community under entrepreneurship, environment sustainability, technology education, and as well as media and advocacy.
The focus has always been on localizing innovations and encouraging young people to create solutions that address the unique challenges faced by their communities. Indeed, these solutions have been created, and they are the first to bring these ideas into the region.
There's no clear glass upcycling entity here in Gulu. We have other upcycling entities like for plastics and others, but for glass, there isn't. In Kampala, I think there are several of them, something like 5 of them so far. Yeah, so Gulu basically doesn't have yet a glass upcycling entity.
So tourism is quite new within the region, and as a result, a number of the people have not been exposed or have not benefited from it. So our organization now is ensuring that a number of people from within the Acholi community are included in tourism and they get to benefit from it. Aside from that, also we have a number of products we've developed that ensure that there's preservation of the Acholi culture that was getting lost as a result of the war that happened.
With a focus on local residents, these initiatives are driving urban-rural migration by providing opportunities that were once scarce in rural areas. The aim is to encourage retention of skilled people who would have otherwise sought opportunities in urban centers like Kampala.
So the thing for us is what we are expecting to see 5-10 years from today is that the partners we're working with and other partners who we're going to attract in the future are building strong businesses that are going to be able to absorb the talent that is there. So that if I'm a young person, there's no incentive for me to to move to Kampala, because the same resources I'll find in Kampala, the same opportunities I'll find in Wakiso and Entebbe, they're going to become available here in Gulu.